Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and, well, guess what? I guess I don't need to give you guys any guesses because I think it's very clear on what it is in general, but yeah, believe it or not, this is of course the very first thoughts video in 2020, yeah. So, yeah, I guess if anything, yeah, I think it's pretty obvious on where I'm going at. Pretty much a brand new year and of course a brand new start to a brand new decade right about now. So yeah, I didn't make it very clear in the last video that I did talking about the top 10 movies that I'm excited to see for this year, but yeah, I think it makes sense if I do it again for this one because, yeah, this is of course the very first thoughts video I'm doing talking about a brand new movie that just came out for this year. So yeah, I guess it's pretty clear on what exactly I'm going for with of course this one. So yeah, I guess as I promised, I think I've got a boatload of movies that I'm gonna be seeing all throughout this year. And even the, yeah, as well as the ones that I included in my top 10 list last time, so yeah, just like I promised, I am gonna be, I do have a whole boatload of movies to see this year, and of course I'll do eventually give my thoughts on them whenever I do eventually see them, so yeah, I figure that's exactly what I'm gonna do for this thoughts video, for these thoughts videos all throughout 2020, So yeah, I think it's pretty clear that you can easily put the puzzle pieces together on this one. So yeah, I guess if anything, I think I better not waste any more time and get right on to talking about this one. So yeah, seeing how it is January of this year right about now, I think it's quite fair enough that before I can get right on to, of course, getting onto the main ones that are coming out this year, I think it kind of makes sense if I will go ahead and talk about 2 or maybe 3 little bonus miscellaneous for this one, or maybe just one in general. Now what I mean by bonus miscellaneous on this one, I think it's pretty much one of those movies that you would think that I would see last year, or quite frankly, at the end of last year, but I practically didn't because of some other movies that I've already got lined up for this month. So yeah, I figure to make it up to it, I figure it makes sense if I would talk about at least 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 or 4 movies in my. Yeah, that came out right around over a month ago, and I do eventually give my thoughts on them now that I did eventually see it. I figure I figure it's a really a I figure it's a as you like to call it, as like probably my way of course making up for any ones that you think I missed out on. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole deal for these in a nutshell. Oh yeah, and although to be very specifically clear, if I don't see any of the movies that I didn't, if I don't see any of the movies that you would think that I would see this month before I can get right on to the ones that would come out this year, but I practically didn't in a nutshell. Yeah, I do indeed apologize in advance. Yeah, I think I am just going to be talking about the ones that I have seen just so that I can get those out of the way for all of you guys. So yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So yeah, now that we got that out of the way, I think I might as well go ahead and talk about this movie that I just saw recently for this special thoughts video, and oddly enough, to kickstart my movie-going experience for I nearly said 2019. No, what I meant to say was, now to kickstart my movie-going experience for 2020 right about now, I think it makes sense if I would, of course, start it off with, of course, not only a good movie, but a great movie that came out not too long ago. So yeah. So yeah, I guess, I bet you're wondering, what is it, you may ask? Well, I think my movie-going experience for 2020 has officially started with the latest movie that I just saw, which is, of course, 1917, yeah. So yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna be, talking about for, of course, this, special thoughts videos, yeah. So yeah, oddly enough, I think I have heard a lot of great things about this movie, and from what I saw in the trailers, it actually looks amazing, and oddly enough, it's got great reviews from critics, and yeah, pretty much like I said before, I did manage to go see it earlier today, though technically this video will be out just about a day later, depending on what is going on in my end. So yeah, that's exactly what I thought I would talk about, because yeah, I did get a chance to see it very recently. So, and a bit of a pretty interesting thing that I should mention is that all throughout my life, much like horror movies, during my time, I never actually seen any war movies in theaters for excuse me for a second. Yeah, I've never seen any war movies that came out in theaters during my time. In fact, I practically never got a chance to see any of them during my time when they first came out. But I figure for 1917, based on what I saw in the trailers, I think this one is, of course, worth checking out, because yeah, I think I do know pretty much like any other type of genre, war movies, I have to say, can be pretty hard to, of course, sit through, because yeah, even if you had a bit of a connection with any specific war during a specific time period, to which, of course, these movies, of course, set in, they can be very hard to watch, so yeah, pretty much anything in general, which is, of course, the Vietnam War, and, of course, one of the world wars that we all know and love, like World War I and World War II, so yeah, I think pretty much for 1917, it's mainly focused on the First World War in general, so yeah, I think I never have any great experience seeing a lot of war movies during my time in theaters, but I figure for 1917, this one actually would take the cake. So yeah, now that I have officially seen it for myself, I bet all of you guys are wondering, what do I think of this movie now that I actually saw it? Or I just need to think of a better question. Oh yeah, I think yeah, now I remember. I think pretty much to answer that question, I think I might as well answer that with, of course, another question, which is, has the hype for this movie actually paid off in my end? Well, I guess to really answer that question, let me think long hard. What's the word I'm looking for? Hold on, I'm thinking. Oh yeah, that's right. The answer is abso-freaking-lutely. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess if anything, the hype for this movie really paid off in my end, and yeah, pretty much from what I could gather, 1917 is not only a good film, it is a great film, in my opinion. So yeah, I think it's pretty clear. I really love this movie, hands down. I think it's actually really incredible. I absolutely love it, and pretty much I just really love on how atmospheric it is. I love how incredible the action is. Everything I love about this movie, I absolutely freaking love it. So yeah, I think it's pretty clear on where it goes from there. Oh yeah. So yeah, I think I might as well, so yeah, now that I got that out of the way, I think I might as well go ahead and talk about the stuff in this movie that I will have to give out in my opinion. So yeah, I think for starters, story-wise, I think it's actually incredibly structured out. I think it's pretty much, like I said, actually taking place during the events of World War I, and pretty much all it is, of course, two young soldiers going on this big epic journey to actually stop a big battle that was that's of course set as a trap that but if they ended up failing, 1,600 men will lose their lives. So yeah, I have to say the story, I have to say, I think it's actually incredibly structured out. I think it's actually incredibly flowed down, and it actually does represent pretty well on the events of World War I, and I think they really do capture that incredibly well with this movie. And not only that, it's even mixed in with some really great writing, in my opinion. I think pretty much every single scene and every single line of dialogue is absolutely believable. I think I really do admire on how incredible each scene goes throughout the entire movie, with, of course, one aspect, but trust me, I'll get to that part sometime later, which I have to say is probably the best part in my opinion. So yeah, pretty much much like on how I felt about the story, I have to say the writing, I have to say, it's absolutely incredible. I think it's really well crafted, and I think it's actually really done incredibly well with this movie. So yeah, not only that, the characters, I have to say, they're all incredibly interesting. I think pretty much every single one of them, I actually do feel for them. I do go on this big epic journey with them. I actually think it's actually, yeah, I actually do think they need to get off a situation whenever they get into one. So yeah, pretty much every single character that I see on screen, I absolutely believe in every single one of them. I think they're all done incredibly well in this movie, and not only that, the acting, I have to, yeah, I think pretty much the acting, I have to say, pretty much from all the actors, they pulled off some really excellent performances, in my opinion. I think pretty much every single one of them, I have to say, really do capture some really great performances, in my opinion. And yeah, I think it's pretty clear on how British soldiers, of course, interact with one another during the events of World War I in this movie. And I think it's actually done incredibly well in this movie. Pretty much all the actors in this movie, pretty much particularly the two guys that play the two soldiers going on this big epic journey. I do indeed apologize if I don't get their names, but I have to say, they really pulled off some really great performances, in my opinion. I really do admire on how well they actually turned out. So yeah, I actually do love every single one of the actors in this movie, and all the characters in a nutshell. Woo! Man, I definitely need something to, of course, keep me going for a bit, and let's see, what else? Oh yeah, I think pretty much one other thing I would have to say, the way he actually captures the entirety of the event, pretty much one part during the events of World War I, particularly from the tone and the atmosphere, I have to say, it's done incredibly well. I think the people who actually worked on this movie really did capture that big epic feel on what's been going on during that time period, and yeah, it is a tough time during the time of the early 20th century right about now, because yeah, I think it is pretty devastating to see all of it, and not just with of course all the buildings being blown up while yeah, after one attack after another attack, and of course not only that, and yeah, I know that this movie did contain R rating, but I will have to say it did contain a lot of, well, dead bodies. So yeah, not a lot of blood, guts, or even gore, in my opinion. Just some subtle images of course, well, dead bodies. So yeah, nothing but dead bodies from what I have to say. So yeah, and yeah, pretty much like all the other stuff that I said. Yeah, dead bodies can be very hard to handle, but hey, I think this movie did, of course, find a way to work around with all that going on. And yeah, it still got away with, of course, a pretty good R rating, in my opinion. So yeah. So yeah, I guess there's that, and not only that, pretty much aside from the tone and the atmosphere in this movie, I will have to say the action is, of course, done incredibly well. I think with pretty much from everything you see in this movie, it is done incredibly well from either up close or even from far away. So yeah, pretty much all the action that has been going on in this movie, I have to say it is done incredibly well. I just really love on how well it actually turned out. So yeah, and of course, not only that, the musical score, in my opinion, actually does do a fine job. Yeah, and I think I will have to say the musical score in this movie, I say it's actually really incredible, and I think from the way it actually does capture alongside the tone and the atmosphere, and even the action in this movie, it is flowed out pretty well. I think the music in this movie really did do a fine job being actually capturing all that, and not only that, pretty much with what I said earlier, the direction, I have to say, is actually done pretty well. I think it's actually really structured out pretty well, and the director really did do a fine job. And yes, I will address this. The movie is, of course, directed by Sam Mendes, who you may know is, of course, the director of Skyfall, and yeah, he is actually a really good, talented director, and even in this film, he does do a fine job with, of course, this movie. Pretty much from the way it looks to how he directed his actors. I think Sam Mendes has actually done an incredible job with, of course, what he has provided for this movie. I think he's deserving of course, an Oscar for this one. So yeah, I guess I guess I actually have to do applaud Sam Mendes for his incredible direction in this movie. So yeah, I absolutely love it all the way through. Oh yeah. But out of all the stuff that I said earlier, nothing, and I mean nothing, could top the one thing that makes this movie stand out, in my opinion. That being, of course, the cinematography. I am not joking on that one. So yeah, I guess if anything, if you actually do want to know on how well this movie is shot, I suggest you, of course, check out one of the behind-the-scenes features, just in case you want to know. But if you have seen the movie, I think chances are you would know exactly what's been going on. I think I have to say the cinematography in this movie, it is not only great, it is not only good, it is not only spectacular, but I will say it's pretty much marvelous, it is stupendous, and it is spectacular. Yeah. So yeah, I guess if anything, pretty much the cinematography in this movie, it is the absolute best. Yeah, I think it's practically the best use of cinematography that I have seen in this entire movie today, and I don't think I've actually seen any other movies that will, of course, do this technique. So yeah, in case you want to know exactly, pretty much the entirety of course, the cinematography in this movie is that every single shot that you see in this movie is, of course, one continuous shot throughout the whole movie. So yeah, I think there's like no cuts to of course short some scenes out. There's nor is there even multiple camera angles everywhere you see. No, pretty much it's one continuous shot all throughout the entire movie. So yeah, I know it may look like that they did cut some scenes and of course shooting multiple angles as you see in the trailers. No, if you have seen the movie for yourself, the entirety of the movie is done in one continuous shot, and And I have to say, I think it's practically a really cool idea, and in this movie, it is executed incredibly well, in my opinion. I just really love how incredibly well shot this movie is, and for this being all done in one continuous shot, you can actually do anything. You can get some nice close-ups, you can capture some stuff from far away, and you can even get some nice medium shots, in my opinion. So yeah, pretty much the entirety of the cinematography in this movie, I really love it. I think it's practically the best use of cinematography I have seen in a movie today. And yeah, I think I know it is very difficult, and I mean really difficult, in my opinion, to actually, of course, do one continuous shot in this movie, and of course, which is, of course, shoot the entire movie in one go, which judging by what I'm seeing with the camera angle, with, of course, the camera shots in this movie, it does look like they're actually shooting this entire movie all in one go. So yeah, there's no room, there's nothing that you could do to take a break from all that. You cannot actually stop for a second, nor can you even actually spot a moment where the director will yell cut. No, pretty much all throughout the entire movie, they actually kept it to just one shot, pretty much shooting the entire, almost like they're shooting the entire movie in one take. So yeah. Yeah, and not only that, I think pretty much the editing, I have to say, for a while, I think there's a little to none of it in this movie. I still say it does flow out pretty well to capture, to actually help flow out with the cinematography in this movie. So yeah, I have to say I actually really like the editing in this movie, given to what I said earlier. But I will say the cinematography in this movie, it is by far the best one I have seen in a movie to date. And I mean, besides, can you imagine if you actually shot a movie for yourself and actually do it all in one go, all in one continuous shot? I know I wouldn't, but holy crap, that would be interesting. So yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, I guess with all that said and done, pretty much all the stuff that I said about this movie in general, I absolutely love every single one of it, though. But however, I think I will actually say this. I will say this right about now. If there's anything that I do find fault with this movie, nor do I even find anything to nitpick out of, I know this may come as a shock for you, but I actually don't find anything wrong with this movie. I'm not joking. I'm seriously not. I think I was just waiting for one little thing that I think could use a little tweaking, in my opinion, but there's none of that. I never spot one single moment in this movie. So yeah, pretty much if there's if there's any problems or any nitpicks I have with this movie, well, basically, I found none whatsoever. So yeah, that's a first for me. So, or maybe is the 10 millionth time, in my opinion. I kind of lost count. So, but yeah, I think it's pretty clear on why I have to say so. So yeah, I guess overall, in my opinion, I have to say 1917. I really love this damn movie. I think it's actually a really great one that I have to say, in my opinion. Yeah, and yeah, like I said, it's not only a good movie, in my opinion, it's a great one, in my opinion. So yeah, I guess it's very clear that I really love this movie, hands down. I just really love everything that I have to say about this movie. I think it's actually well worth checking out, and how much you want to bet that it's willing to take home a few Oscars that'll be coming up pretty soon? I can seriously imagine that, in my opinion. So yeah, I guess about anything, if you actually do want to see a war movie that actually does flow out with, of course, a great story, great characters, really great action, and a really great tone and atmosphere, and not only that, with some really fantastic cinematography, I suggest you see this movie for yourself. I think you're actually gonna love every single minifig. So yeah, if you got the time, definitely go see this movie for yourself. I highly recommend it, hands down. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say. So for my final score right about now, I'm of course going to give this movie a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, a 9.5 out of 10 for me. Yeah, and I know a lot of you guys are thinking, what? A damn near perfect score? That's almost unheard of. Well, it's actually pretty commonplace for, of course, these videos in general, so you pretty much get the idea. So yeah, like I say, if you haven't seen 1917 yet, do so. It is awesome. So yeah, like I said, I highly recommend it all the way through, so if you haven't seen it, do so. It's definitely worth your time checking it out. So yeah, that's literally about it. That's all I have to say for 1917. Thank you guys so much for watching this special, yeah, or of course, my very first thoughts video for this year. And of course, as usual, let me know in the comment section below if you have seen 1917 and what you thought about it, as well as leaving me constructive criticism and or advice on how I can improve my videos in the near future. And of course, as always, feel free to send me an email if you have any questions for me, or if you want to book me for a con or event that'll be coming up pretty soon. And of course, follow me on my social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and as well as plenty of others that I have provided if you want to keep up to date with me. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell if you want to see more videos like this coming up pretty soon. So yeah, that's literally about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this very first thoughts video for this year, and yeah, pretty good start to, of course, kick off my movie going experience for 2020 right about now. Yeah, I think it's certainly one that is definitely about to explode right about now, and yeah, I knew right away that I have several other movies that I've got lined up for the entirety of this year. So what ones I'm going to be talking about next? Well, you're just going to have to tune in to actually find out what it is. And so yeah, hopefully I think the next one I'll go see will probably be as great as this movie that I just talked about right about now. But hey, we'll find out sometime a bit later, because yeah, there may be some slip-ups that may pop up in between. So, but yeah, we'll know for sure later on. So, excuse me for a second. Whew, man, that's what I get for eating a lot of popcorn in the movie theater. So yeah, that's literally about it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and of course, as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.